CJ, good to see you again.
How you doing?
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we saw you back your freshman year, back you must have got in that lineup about the same time you guys were playing Asheboro back when you were in ninth grade.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. Playing Asheboro too, got in line. And the first time being.
That was in that home game that night too. Yeah. Now, you've been talking about this big game against Asheboro this week coming up, but what did you have to do in that first round game? Because a lot of people did not have you guys pick to win that game going down to Corinth holders.
I don't think anybody had us picked.
I did. I'm just going to brag on myself. I did.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah, because you guys seem to always be a playoff kind of team, kind of built for the playoffs. But what did you guys have to do when you went down and won that game?
It was just really a team effort coming together. I mean, once playoff time comes around, Northern is known for in the postseason being one of the better teams, and so something clicked. It's like something clicked in our mind. I mean,
and you had to be tough too because you were coming off a very tough loss, the first time ever lost to Moorhead at Moorhead, 31-27.
Yeah, it was a bad game. I mean, the practice the next week, that might have been, I think, our best practice
after the Moorhead game.
I mean, we was intense, we was mad, we was focused. I mean, I think we took all of our frustration out according to folders.
And if you're going to break it down a step or two further, you got to say the team you lost to Moorhead must be a pretty good team because beat Western Alamance in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Moorhead.
And at Western Alamance too.
Oh yeah, Moorhead. I mean, this is the best Moorhead team I've ever played against. Give credit to them. The best Moorhead team I ever played against. But when it comes down to it, I mean, obviously, I wanted to win that game. I mean, we made too many mistakes in that game, but it's in the past.
You know, reading some things too, it sounds like right about now you're just about getting back where you're healthy again. It's been a long road back from the injury in the championship game last year.
It was a major surgery. I mean, I still have the plates and screws in my foot. I'm actually getting them taken out January, so I can't wait for that. But yeah, I mean, sometimes like you can actually feel the plate digging against my skin. Sometimes it's a bad feeling sometimes, but I mean, I have to put everything away so I can lead my team to victory. And
is it the kind of thing now where you wouldn't mind if you're in that backfield, you wouldn't mind getting that ball every play if it took that to win these games now?
No, I mean, I had to grow into that role because I know last year I was not ready. Last year I was nowhere near ready getting over 20 plus carries a game. I mean, I wasn't used to that. I mean, last year I averaged about 14, 15 carries a game, and then moved Trey, Cam, between all the playmakers we had on the team, the ball was evenly spread. So this year I had to come into a role that I had never been in before, and so it took me a while to get into that role, to being the actual leader of the team. So.
And you've been liking what your offensive linemen have been doing lately too. Those guys have been improving and getting better and better.
Offensive line, I can't give them enough credit. They improved so much from the beginning of the year to now. I'm talking about like last week. I'm talking about corner holders. I mean, they opened holes. I mean, Coach Roscoe can run through. Coach Roscoe could have scored a touchdown if he wanted to.
Tell you what, people have not seen Coach Roscoe. I saw him one of your practices last year, and if he had to, I think he could still go a few rounds because he was back there in the punt return. He was catching the punts. These were high punts. He was still hanging back there.
Yeah, Coach Roscoe. He people don't see it, but he's getting a little excited now. He's getting a little movement.
It's kind of his favorite time of year too.
He got a little fire in him too. I mean, he's
and
ready.
the good thing you guys got going now too, it really started to show in that Eastern Alamance game where you and Miles Timmons now, it's a 1-2 threat in the running game between you and the Reeds. He gets a quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Miles is doing a great job of finally coming to his role. At the beginning of the year, I think he was a little nervous and shaky as being the first year starter. This is his first time starting, and I think he was a little shaky at the beginning of the year. But now, I mean, he's coming into a role. I mean, he's a threat on the ground too. I mean, teams have to respect him now.
And that's what you guys been over the years too. The quarterback has always been a major threat in that running attack, two-pronged attack.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you have a 1-2 threat within me and Miles this year, last year was me and Cam, and so this year Miles establishing as a threat has been a big help to our offense. I mean, teams are now backing away, and now the gaps are opening up, and I mean, it's really starting to come together for our team.
And you mentioned, or somebody else mentioned too, been reading some things this weekend in the past weeks. The Page game might have been a good thing for you guys. Showed you what you had to work on, and showed you how far you had to come. And you guys have come a long way since back when you lost that game at the first part of the year. You hadn't been beaten like that in a long time.
That was, I mean, worst loss in Northern history. I mean, after that, everybody would just talk about it, saying Northern's not the same. But I think It was worth it. I mean, we use that for fuel. I mean, we love that. I mean, right now we're playing with the whole world on our backs.
It's fun to prove those naysayers wrong, isn't it?
I know. I did an interview with Joe Sierra during practice, and he told me shit. He was like, "You surprised? Like y'all team surprised me."
Because Joe sat where you're at last week, and I love having Joe in. He's a great one. Does a good. We were picking teams. He was picking again. He was picking Holders beat you guys. I was picking Northern. If nothing else, Northern just like you said, just such a good playoff team. Especially Northern's. If you get past that first game, it seems like that's a little motivation to get to that next one. And you guys don't mind one bit being on the road.
Oh no, we're used to it. Right now our mentality is we're going to go anywhere and play. We would love to have a home game, but it's not a thought in our mind. We know we're playing over. We're ready to go anywhere.
It kind of flipped your way, kind of fell your way last year because the team, you guys would have been a lot more last year, but the teams you were expected to play actually got beat and sent a lower city team your way late in the year last year.
Yeah, like last year, it was a big surprise. I know last year, I can't lie, after we beat, I believe it was Orange, I was ready to play Southern Durham. In my mind, I thought we was going to play Southern Durham, and then come to find out, we have another home game at home, and that was a big thing. It was a great feeling to be at home. It might happen this year.
I think those two are playing each other tomorrow night too. Southern Durham Orange are going tomorrow night in the second round.
Okay, that's good.
Now, how about going to Asheboro against this team? I think Nick Coe, you mentioned Nick at one of the arguments too, the linebacker, highly touted college prospect. I think he is injured. He may not be in there, but Asheboro played Southern Guilford. Southern Guilford beat Asheboro 21-7, so Southern can beat them. And you guys start to think, well, we know we can beat them too. But what about Asheboro?
Asheboro, great team. They're a great team.
It's not the same Asheboro you saw in the playoffs a few years ago.
Not the same Asheboro. When I was in the game, I was the fourth quarter crew.
Yeah.
I was a freshman, so I was in the game in the fourth quarter. Everyone was about my size, my height. So it's a totally different story now. But Asheboro's a great team. Shout out to Nick Coe. I went to a lot of camps with him, national recruiting camps with him, and from personal experience, I know that he's one of the better defensive ends in the state. So it's really exciting. I really want to go up against him and play. I'm ready for mine.
Last week, I'm going to put the numbers out there. Change them if you need to change these numbers. 256 yards on 18 carries. It was 3 touchdowns? Pretty good numbers last week.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what you're shooting for. Playoffs come time. You want, opening early playoff games, I'm going to shoot for 250 yards, 275, 3 touchdowns every game throughout all the playoffs. But, early games, you got a good shot to get 250 every game if you're playing your game, right?
Oh, yeah. That's my personal goal I set.
You have to have goals like that.
Each one, personal goal is 250, 3 touchdowns each game. Last year it was the same for me. Every game, I was trying my hardest to get 250, 3 touchdowns.
Some of your numbers may not be as great this year as they were last year, but some of your numbers this year are coming because you're a different kind of back. You're more on your own, like you said, this year. The more the focus, the defensive attention is on you, sometimes harder to get those numbers.
Yeah, I know this year, I'm definitely a different type of back. Like last year, I wasn't as big, and I know last year, I wouldn't necessarily hit the holes as hard as I would. I was more of a kind of speed, finesse back. I was kind of like move around folks.
Yeah, because when sometimes I like to see that chance when you get to break outside a little bit too. But you break outside, you get to utilize your speed. But now to get the shorter yards, you got to run inside.
It's definitely. But all the better, it's making me a better back. The fact that I can break away, and now I learned to go through the holes, break tackles, and get longer runs, just going straight up the hole. It's been a help to the team, and definitely Coach Roscoe has been looking for that this whole season. So,
what do you think has been the most improved part of the team's game, your team's game, since back middle of the season, since you guys have been coming on? What's been the most improved part about the team, probably?
Most improved part is our swagger. I think we finally found it. When I say last week, before games, I'll always look at our team, and you could tell if a team was ready to play or not. Some games, we weren't ready. Page game, we weren't ready. We had kids out there, shaking in the legs like it was like freshmen who were starting that game due to injuries. Our team suffered a lot of injuries.
Every morning when I go through my regular morning devotion, I always remember C.J. Freeman, and you got Tucker Horde, you got Hunter Wade, you got Ford Moser. The list goes on and on.
We had multiple surgery on our team, the most injuries I think we ever had in the history of Northern. But I think one thing that definitely, we found our swagger, And
you've always been the swagger, man. You've always been on that pile, getting these guys going, kind of like stirring the pot, getting them stirred up. You don't mind being in that position either.
Nah. That's how you got to do.
Because you and TJ a little bit different. I don't remember TJ being one to kind of jump out front, kind of let's get them rolling. But you don't mind jumping in and getting these guys fired up.
Yeah. Those are the things you got to do. For our team, you got to step, especially with the younger players, you got to let them know that they're playing for Northern. I mean, you have to have a certain pride in yourself. I mean, some people can go out there like I know players like Tucker Horde. He doesn't have to say anything. He can go out there and he will play the best game you ever played. But some players, you got to pump them up. You got to tell them, hey, it's time. You got to be ready.
You've got some freshmen on that team. Now, I read about one kid's got over 100 tackles. That kid's tearing that back on
Christian Bass.
That's it, Mr. Bass. Yeah.
He's actually the younger brother of former linebacker, I think Mark Mitchell. Mark Mitchell.
Oh, yeah,
Mark Mitchell. Big. I mean, probably one of the best.
And one of the college prospects back in the day. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's his younger brother right there. And I mean, I think he's probably going to be better than him. I mean, right now he's a freshman who's on. But I think he may be the leading tackler on our team. I mean, he's a freshman. He's playing like a senior. I mean, he's doing a great job for us. I mean, he stepped up. I mean, he's one of the players who, in the beginning of the year, there's a little nervous, but once he found that pride in himself, that swagger, he stepped up to his role, and he's been a big part of our team.
Do you ever jump out there and get involved in the defense? Are you part of the defense, or just always is that offensive position?
Oh no, I'm part of everything. I mean,
so you're doing some defense too?
I mean, they don't want me out on defense too much, but whenever I get a chance, I always go out there and just try to pump up the rest of the team. I mean, I know I may not be out there on the defense, but I'm always on the sideline yelling for them, telling them what to do. I mean, in practice, helping them out, doing everything. I mean, because it's not just a one side thing. I mean, we have too many players that go both ways, so basically everybody on the team is playing at all times. I mean, you have to like step up for your team and be there at all times.
You guys have been a huge team, size-wise huge, but you've always been quick and fast to the ball over the years.
Yeah. I think we never had a big team, and that's one of the reasons for our success, especially our offensive line. I know in the beginning of the year we have a few new offensive linemen. One came from Jersey. His name's Joe Lawson. He's actually he replaced Duncan Taylor-Dean at left tackle.
Duncan Taylor-Dean and Eric Hahn were here last year. Two outstanding guys.
One of the best linemen to come to Northern. One of the best linemen. I mean, and it's hard to replace people like that. But I mean, at the beginning of the year, I believe we struggled a little bit. The chemistry wasn't there, and certain things we weren't ready yet. But now, I mean, it's flying. I mean, I'm talking about we pulled and you don't see the guard pulling. I mean, he's out there.
In front of you
out there. Yeah, Jalen Hines. I mean, he's a senior with me. I've been playing with him since football. I mean, last year he pulled fast. We all pulled fast. But I think this year, especially last week at Corner Force, I mean, he was flying, man. I mean, I would run behind him, and I could like in the middle of the run, I would just like, wow. I was just looking.
Sometimes you're watching that guy, but you kind of just break off his back and choose which way you're going to go.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, it does all the time, man. We practice it and practice a lot. Like sometimes I'll just hold his jersey and basically, I don't know how, but he would start running even faster. I mean, we would just be going there. I'll just break off from him.
But he's so pumped up sometimes he thinks you realize you're having a jersey. Adrenaline.
Oh yeah, that's adrenaline right there. No,
what about the future for C.J. Freeman? We hear a lot about it because I was reading somewhere South Carolina's still in the mix. I saw some others. I saw one school I wasn't surprised I hadn't seen before was Charleston Southern in the mix. Are they in the mix?
Georgia Southern.
There you go. Georgia Southern. Charleston Southern's been pretty good too. But Georgia Southern, that's a new team in the mix, I guess.
Yeah. The schools really that are in the mix for me right now is, of course, South Carolina, Louisville, Wisconsin, and Georgia Southern. I'm actually taking my official to Wisconsin this weekend.
This coming weekend?
Yeah, this weekend I'll be taking my official to Wisconsin, and I plan on taking my officials to South Carolina and Louisville in December. And once South Carolina finds the new head coach, I'll take my official there. I already took my official to Georgia Southern, but I may visit there one more time before I make my decision in December.
What's that travel itinerary like for this Wisconsin trip? How does that work?
I mean, I'm leaving probably like my flight leaves at 6:30 in the morning from Raleigh, so I had to be up by like 4 or 5.
You gotta pop. Well, Friday night you play your heart out, don't you? Then you sleep all the way to Wisconsin.
Yeah. Friday night I play my heart out, go home, sleep for about 2 hours, wake up, then sleep on the plane again, then get ready for a big weekend at Wisconsin.
Who are they playing? Do you know in advance?
Northwestern.
Man, that's a good matchup.
Good conference matchup for them.
Matchup. The Georgia Southern thing is, like I say, kind of intriguing. Some people might be surprised to see that, but that might be a good fit for you down the road.
Lots of people are surprised. I mean, lots of people would say they're not necessarily a big school who people think that I should go to, but I mean, I don't discriminate against any school, no matter what. Like,
well, they're in the same conference with Appalachian, and the Appalachian Georgia Southern game up in Appalachian this year was a huge build-up.
Big games. I mean, their offense. I mean, they rush for like over 350 yards a game. I mean, as a running back, I mean, you can't not like that.
Do they have that old option offense here too? They used to run the old option.
Oh yeah, it's more of a spread offense, but they do they kind of changed it a little bit. But it's more of a spread offense, but they do run a little option in there. I mean, that's really running back heaven right there. I mean, they give over 4 different running backs each game in rotation. Each of them touch the ball at least number of times, and each running back. I mean, you got their star running back Matt Breida. He's averaging over 200 yards a game. I mean,
it'll be a bowl team too this year.
Oh yeah. They're a bowl contender already.
Because you got Sunbelt's got 4 teams I think that get bowls, so they're definitely going to be among that mix.
So different school I'm interested in, and really going to visit all these schools and figure out my thoughts and everything. Especially when South Carolina finds a new head coach and stuff. That's when I'll visit and see how everything goes from there.
So you got to meet Coach Spurrier back in the day. Got to know him a little bit, didn't you?
Oh yeah, Spurrier. I mean, he's a cool dude. He's funny, man. I mean, he's one of the legends of South Carolina. He's one of the dudes who you just gotta love. I mean, it's really funny. He's a really nice dude. I mean, it's sad to see him go, but
just think about Spurrier makes me think of another old dude, Frank Beamer, is better than hanging up at Virginia Tech. Any chance of Virginia taking some new young wide open energy coach that you might jump in there, maybe go to Virginia Tech, hook up with maybe Mook Reynolds?
I mean, that's always been the thing in the mix too. You never know. You never know. I talk to Mook every day. I mean, Mook still best friend. I mean, I'm talking I don't think we're ever going to lose connection with each other. I mean, talk to Mook every day. He's actually going to be coming back down next week for our game
on Thanksgiving weekend.
Gotcha. So,
what do you think? Tell me again what you know about this Asheboro team coming in tomorrow night. What you got to do to beat Asheboro?
Definitely had to keep our swagger, keep our pride level. I mean, we had to come in with the intensity that Northern always comes in. I mean, we come in. I mean, people may say it's bad, but we come in the football field knowing that we're going to win this game. We're going to smack them in the mouth. I mean, that's the mentality you have to have. Lots of people may say it's bad. Lots of people may hate on it, but I mean, that's just the mentality.
Dudley's got the same kind of makeup too. When you go to their place, you got to go to their place. You're on the field. You're in the house. You're in the Panthers' house.
Oh, you're in the Panthers.
You got to give it to them.
Oh yeah, it's hard. I mean, playing at Dudley Stadium, it's a hard place. I mean, if we come up with that mentality and we play Nighthawk football, I mean, our defense does a great job like they did last week, and our offense just plays with the chemistry we're going. I think we'll win our game, and we just got to pound the ball and let them know we're going to run here and you can't stop it. And once you do these things, we'll be successful.
Who'd you bring with you? Did you bring Miles with you tonight? Who'd you bring?
I brought Max Maynard, our corner and receiver.
Well, bring Max in here. Thank you. Always good to see you. If I got to take time, I'll stop and see this guy any day of the week.
Oh yeah.
CJ Freeman, number 3 from the Northern Guilford Nighthawks.